This is a brief video on mixed messages. A lot of times what happens is that when you're on a different course than what you're used to, the universe wants to test to see if you're actually cognizant and sentient and fully aware and in full control of your faculties as far as your emotions, your metaphysical, your spiritual, and whatnot. So what happens is you'll get these angel numbers like 3535, 2414, whatever it is. And if you look them up online and they don't resonate with you, don't embrace it because you're being tested. Because if you listen to all of the people that are putting these messages out online, it's all of these conflicting opinions and thoughts and answers to what they are. You have to search inside yourself and create what that number means to you in that moment, because the universe is testing you. To give an example, like you see 1111 on the clock, you go look at the meaning of 1111 and it tells you, oh, you're in a wonderful place, keep going, and so on and so forth. But then you see 1111 again, and then you go to another place and ask for that same answer, and it gives you something totally different, and that throws you off kilter because now you're getting mixed messages, and it's confusing. So the more people you ask as far as what you're searching for online, the more websites you're inquiring as to what this stuff means, the higher the probability it is that you're going to run into absolute just abysmal disaster. Because now you're going to be confusing the process that should just be kept simplistic, very easy. Instead of asking 10 people online or 10 different websites, what does this mean? Just ask yourself what you feel it means in that moment. Because the universe is testing you. Because there is no darkness and light, and it's just source. In other words, the universe is saying to you, okay, you signed up for this training camp. Let's see how, dedicated you are, and let's see how cognizant you are. Because you can't be inept and you can't fall apart the first sign that something doesn't look like it's not going your way. That's what is actually going on here. So, and I'm also in this too, because sometimes I'm like, what does that number mean? I'm like, where I am now is, it used to be like a few years ago, I'd be like, I would take it to heart, like, oh my God, 3535 or 1331 or whatever the number is. And then whomever the author is on that website, is saying you're in a really bad place, things are terrible, and I would take it to heart and actually listen to those words, and they would affect me, and that would alter my path and my energy, and I would start to create an alternate reality that matched whatever that person's energy was, because those words are an extension of that person's energy. And now that I've assimilated it and connect with it and made an extension of it to my energy, it becomes mine to own. So that negativity that they wrote in those words, that energy that's still there, that's always going to be there, now I own it. And I'm going to project that. And that's why I'm like, wait a minute, I don't like this. This isn't working out. I wasn't expecting this. This isn't what I had in mind. All of that type of stuff. That's exactly why you shouldn't ask a zillion people or go online to a million websites and inquire what this means, what that means. Just search inside yourself. What do you feel that means to you in the moment? Like I've said in a previous video, nothing is happening to you. Everything is happening for you, as long as you don't have a victim mentality. You have to have the proper perceptive lens to see it this way, because it is. Everything is being done for your benefit. Once you shed that victim mentality of like the whole world's against you, then you'll see that the ego has been neutralized because you can never kill it. And now your road is beautiful because now you see everything is happening for me. God is attempting to make me better, not bitter, not envious, jealous, insecure, petty, or childish. You have to get over yourself when it comes to matters such as these, because that ego, forget it. It's a horrible thing if you don't transmute it into allowing it to become your ally. It will remain your nemesis and the bane of your existence if you allow it. So just be cautious with these messages, because you might not know what they mean at face value. So you look online, what does this mean, meaning of this? And then you're going to get 700 different opinions and responses to what that is, and 700 different answers, and all of these conflicting thoughts that are going back and forth. And that's just going to confuse you, man. Seriously confuse you. And then that complicates your simplistic journey, and everything comes to a grinding halt. See, the inherent dilemma of human beings is such that what they do is you automatically, I'm pointing to the head because it is the mind that is the culprit. You automatically, by default, because of your social programming, you are projecting negativity, conflict, chaos, resistance, friction, borders, boundaries, barriers, barricades, challenges, obstacles, impediments, hindrances. You just broadcasting that out. That manifests as a future event somewhere in your timeline that you're going to have to confront, because now you've manifested that experience that eventually, maybe it could be a day from now or 2 hours from now or a week or whatever, you're going to have to confront that because you created it. And that's the reason why this matrix does what it does to you. They get you to do to yourself what they want you to do, and that's destroy any semblance of any type of beneficial energies that you can project and receive. So when you absorb somebody else's energies and all this conflicting answers, that's exactly what you're doing. You know, it's just like if you ask, like here, somebody goes to a doctor, oh, you have 2 weeks to live. You know, then you go to another doctor, oh no, you have 4 months to live. And then you go to another doctor, you're just fine, you'll live the rest of your life. There you go. That's exactly a prime example of what I'm talking about. You have to filter out what doesn't resonate with you and embrace what does, because invariably that's what you're always going to do anyway. So in instances such as these, the best course of action is to stop asking a gazillion, places of reference, like websites or YouTube or whatever, and just ask yourself, what does this mean to me as far as how I can perceive it and, interpret it as such? And that's exactly what it will be. Because this is a personal journey. I can't take it for you. God can't take it for you. Your best friends, your family, your kids, your neighbors, they can't take it for you. Only you can walk this path, figuratively speaking, and metaphorically speaking as well, of course. But the purpose of these videos is to just bring you some semblance of enlightenment that you can awaken within yourself. And then you take that, you modify it into a personalized system that works for you, and then you do what you got to do with it. It's like music. When you're a kid, you listen to somebody playing guitar, and then you're like, oh, cool. So then you start copying their riffs, and then you modify it and you morph it into what you want. Then it becomes your own, and then you pass it on, and somebody else grabs your stuff, and then they copy that and copy it, and then they morph that, and it becomes their own, and on down the road it goes. That's basically how it works. Everybody's basically taking from somebody else, but they're just putting their own personal twist and personal spin on it, which makes it individual, that they can recognize it and understand it on a deep personal, emotional, spiritual level. So that's really what you have to do. Don't be afraid of these things, but just stop asking a gazillion sources. What does this mean? What does this mean? I don't understand. Could you help me out? I need the answers. I'm kind of confused. You got to go inside on this one. Because if you keep continually asking multiple sources, you're going to get conflicting opinions and conflicting answers. And that's only going to serve to confuse you and bog down the process. That's so easy. And again, I catch myself doing this from time to time, so don't think I'm some master manifester or something like that, because there is nobody that's doing that. You're gonna trip up from time to time. Don't forget, like I said in a previous video, you come from an indoctrination camp, aka the Matrix, where this is all you have known your whole life. Programming, following patterns, cyclical, negative, looping patterns of self-destructive behaviors. You've been acclimated to it. Inured, you've been accustomed to these things. Accustomed to suffering and pain. That's why they say no pain, no gain. They want you to equate pain with growth. That's not true. Life shouldn't be painful. Life should be pleasurable, in the sense that you're viewing all of these experiences as beneficial, not detrimental, because you have the proper perceptive lens this time around. They want you to equate suffering and heartache and hardships and deprivation. Oh, that's the way life is. No, it isn't. That's the way they're making it for you. But they're not making it that way for them. No way are they. That's why whatever they put you through with taxes, inflation, recession, depression, economic, financial collapse of the whole economy, they do this stuff deliberately. It's known as artificially induced volatility. They give you 2 steps forward and 75 steps back, and you're never getting ahead. You'll never be where they are because they won't allow it. And this is no different. So be very cautious of the sources that you're going to procure answers to whatever it is you're looking to satisfy as far as a question. Because that person that wrote that stuff has a lot of emotional issues going on in their life at that time, if not now, and that stuff is indelible. It doesn't just go away. It never goes away. That energy lingers. It permeates in residual form continuously, and it will stay that way. Because once it's written into the physical, it's indelible. That's why they always say write your intentions, because you're actually realizing them in the physical sense. So in some senses, it's, you can write down what you want. It doesn't hurt. But to keep repeating these things like a mantra, like 37 times, 15 times a day. That's ridiculous. I've already said this before. Obsession is a tether. It's like that little kid in the back seat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? God knows what you want. You don't have to ask a million times. And unless you're willing to let go of your intention, the universe can't help you realize it. But you got to release it and have faith. You have to know that, yeah, God's got my back. I'm good. Absolutely. If the universe is trying to get you to go in a certain place, just go. Don't even be afraid. Just do it, because the universe knows better than you. Absolutely. And this is no different. So stop asking multiple sources for the same answer that you can provide yourself. Because what something means to one person doesn't mean that to another. Like to say, what is one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, the same holds true with this. What somebody might go and seek as a satisfying or gratifying answer to a question, you might say that doesn't apply to me because you're not resonating with it. So therefore you won't embrace it. So it's a personal journey, no matter what anybody tells you. And it's always an individual exploration and a personal discovery of yourself, for yourself, by yourself. And that is what what it's all about. At least for me it is. It took me a seriously long time to get to where I am right now, and I am still a work in progress. The only reason why I'm doing this channel is because I have so much knowledge and information and wisdom and instructions and guidance that I've been given for decades that I haven't done anything with it except write it down. And now, the universe is guiding me through this platform to convey these energies through me to you in the hopes that it can benefit you in some aspect. And that's my greatest hope. I aspire to inspire others to realize the greatness within themselves. And I hope that I'm accomplishing that through these videos. That is my, my greatest gratification, to help people. Absolutely. So you have yourself a wonderful, wherever you are, afternoon, evening, morning. God bless you. You are wonderful. Don't forget to tell yourself how incredibly amazing you are and how super awesome you are, because you are. You got to raise your vibration, man, because that's how you get the good stuff to come in. The good frequencies, the good experiences, the new reality that you want that is all light and beauty and harmony and sunshine and happiness, man. Because we don't want that stuff behind us. We've been there, done that, ain't going back. Ain't turning around, I'm going straight ahead. This vehicle only goes one way, straight. I don't make U-turns and I don't go backwards. I don't go in reverse. So there you go. God bless you. Have a great day or wherever you are, in morning, afternoon, evening. But just know that you're blessed. You're always loved and you're never alone. God bless.